everyone, it's Tanya. Glad to have you back with me today. Today's video is all about my 2025 seed haul from Johnny's Seeds. This is one of my favorite times of the year because it allows me to plan and look forward to all the flowers that I'm going to be planting this gardening season. Now, if you're not familiar with Johnny's Seeds, I'd highly recommend you check them out. They are one of the most reputable seed companies out there. They offer the most comprehensive information on the back of their seed packets, and what I love about them is that they also display the germination rate of their seeds on each packet. So this means they trial and test these seeds prior to selling them to the public, which I really appreciate. Now, before I dive into the details of each of these seeds, I want to talk a little bit about why I chose the flowers that I did. They share one thing in common, and that is the color purple. Now, if you recall, I recently posted a video all about the pink flowers that I'll be planting in my garden this year. And I chose that intentionally to balance out some really warm yellow tones that I have going on in my yard currently. Now, purple is similar to pink in that it really counters some of the warm tones I want to counteract, but it does something different as well. Unlike pink, purple brings and evokes a sense of calmness and peacefulness to the mood. Similar to oranges and reds that are vibrant and really evoke energy, purple encourages calmness and peacefulness, and that is the vibe I am going for in my garden. The reason that purple evokes a sense of calm is that it combines the calming elements of blue with the vibrant, energetic elements of red, and those together bring a sense of peacefulness, according to color theorists. This is fascinating to me. One of my goals for this coming gardening season is to create beautiful, calming vistas and to make the garden that much more inviting and kind of like a sanctuary, a place I want to go or to have friends over, and really just a place to be. So if creating a beautiful, calming, peaceful vibe in the garden sounds appealing to you, then you're going to want to stick around and hear all about these seeds. Now, I will preface this, every single one of these seeds are new to me. I have never grown these before, with the exception of one. So this will be an experiment for both of us together. First up, I have Delphiniums. This is the Magic Mountain mix. Now, Delphiniums do need cold stratification, so this is an excellent candidate for winter sowing. I will probably plant some of these using the winter sowing method as well as under my grow lights, just to try out the different planting methods and see which one is most reliable. Now, interesting thing about Delphiniums is that these are a short-lived perennial. They are hardy in zones 3 to 7, but will die off around every 3 years or so. That is what has happened in my garden, so I no longer have this plant. I really enjoyed this. They do get quite tall and sometimes do require staking, 36 to 48 inches tall. They look stunning against my white fence surrounding my vegetable garden. What I like about the Magic Fountains mix is that the seeds come in an array of different colors. So this includes blues, purples, whites, lavenders, pinks. So it's really a variety that I hope to have in my garden. One word of caution with Delphiniums, these are poisonous. So please be cautious when handling these, including the seeds. These are poisonous as well. Keep out of the way of pets, small children. You'll definitely want to be cautious with this. I have grown this in the garden in my past. I have never had an issue, but just a word of caution with this one. The nice thing about Delphiniums is that if they are cut back immediately after their first bloom, it is likely that they will rebloom again in late August, which is fantastic. Next up, I have Oxford Blue Salvia. Now, I've had Salvia in the past in my garden, and I still have it there, but I have never grown this from seed. Salvia are highly cold tolerant, and these are excellent flowers for pollinators. They are ideal for drying flowers as well as cut flower arrangements. What I really appreciate about Salvia is that when the flower is done blooming, the bracts on which the blooms grow also continues to have a very vibrant blue color. So the flower looks like it's in bloom at all times. It's just differing shades of blue and purple. It's just fascinating. This is a definite must-have for me in my garden. Next up, we have Agavem. This is the timeless mixed variety. This contains a variety of pinks, blues, purples, whites, creams, really calming, soothing colors. Agavem is ideal for cut flower arrangements, and it grows right around 24 to 30 inches. This attracts bees and butterflies, and it has continuous bloom from spring until frost. Agavem is also known as floss flower, and it grows well in containers, so that is a bonus. I'm really excited to see this flower. Now, a really cool thing about this is that it has a 93% germination rate, and the testing done in September. So I know it is pretty reliable. Next up, I have Finina in the purple variety. Gomphrena is a very well-known annual. I have never had it in my garden, but I have been wanting this flower for a long time. This grows a gorgeous shade of purple on long stems that are prolific producers. It grows 18 to 28 inches tall. Gomphrena prefers full sun, and interestingly, on the packet it says that direct seeding is not recommended, so I will definitely be starting these under my grow lights. My plan for Gomphrena is to plant this along the back of my house where I have my newly planted hedge of Proven Winners Sprinter boxwoods. I think this will be a gorgeous complement to the structure of the evergreens there. Next up, I have Anise Hup. Now, Anise Hup is a very popular, highly fragrant herb, but I will actually be using it for a flower bed. I find it really beautiful, and it looks very similar to lavender and a salvia, but a very light colored purple. Anise Hup can be used as an herb or as a tea. It's said to have some medicinal properties and can relieve some very common ailments associated with digestion. Anise Hup works really well in cut flower arrangements as well as dried flower arrangements, so this is a very versatile plant. Now, this is stated to be a tender perennial in zones 6 through 9. I am technically a zone 6 now, but I garden as if I'm in a zone 5B. So I won't count on this coming back, but if it does, that would be fantastic. Anise Hup is also commonly known as Agastaki. Next up, we have the Ruby Moon Hyacinth Bean. Now, this is an edible plant, including the leaves. The pods do need to be boiled 2 to 3 times as they contain the same chemical as soybeans do, but it is edible. I will be growing this for the purposes of aesthetic, though. I will be planting this along the arbor where my David Austin roses are, and my goal for this is that this plant really interweaves and intersperses with my David Austin roses, which I think will just enhance and create that much more beauty around the white picket fence. The plant height on this is 10 to 20 feet, so this will really be an aggressive grower. Ruby Hyacinth Bean has purple stems with lilac-colored blooms. I may also plant this along the back railing of my house where I plan on adding my Gomphrena. I think these two colors together will be just beautiful. These are very prolific bloomers and very fast growers, just similar to other beans, so I expect to get a lot of blooms from this season. Next up, I have sweet Thai basil seed. This type of basil has a very sweet, spicy sort of flavor and is an excellent garnish for dishes. It's a very commonly used basil in Asian cuisine. It also has very beautiful purple blooms, so I'm excited to use this in my garden. This is ideal for containers, cut flower arrangements, and is very drought hardy. The flavor profile is spicy basil with notes of clove and anise. Next up, I have Tower Violet China Aster seed. This takes all the beauty of peonies and mums and mixes it into one beautiful and easy to grow annual. These are rich plum-colored blooms averaging around 2 to 3 inches in diameter. These are prolific producers, and the plant height is right around 28 to 32 inches. I'm really excited to use this one in my garden. These prefer full sun and are excellent in cut flower arrangements. Next up, we have Swamp Milkweed. This is more of a pink-purple hue, but I think it is just gorgeous. This is a perennial in my area, and it's an attractor for pollinators, hummingbirds, butterflies. I'm really excited to have this one. This is a large plant, right around 32 to 48 inches tall. It does have a fairly long maturity, 120 to 130 days, so I anticipate either starting this early or waiting until fall to have blooms. What I like about swamp milkweed is that it is native to North America, so I will just add to my native collection in my garden. This is a perennial in zones 3 through 8. I have one bonus seed that is not purple, but it is blue, and that is the Silver Dollar Eucalyptus. I am so excited to grow this, not only for its fragrant scent, but also for cut flower arrangements. I think this will just be gorgeous. This has large blue-green leaves that appear to be strung on the stem. This variety in particular is the most popular for cut flower, dried flower arrangements, and to be hung. This is a tender perennial in zones 9 through 11, so definitely not hardy in my area. This grows 24 to 36 inches high. That's my 2025 seed haul from Johnny's. I'd love to hear about the purple blooms that you want to have in your garden. Drop in the comments below what seeds you plan on starting if you have any questions. And if you're interested in planting any pink flowers, definitely check out this video where I talk about all my pink blooms that I plan on having this gardening season. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more gardening inspiration, and I'll be sure to cover all my seed starting in the coming weeks and months. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.